Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman. Welcome to Religion Thing. This is a video going out to two people. This video is going out to Christopher L. and for one reason, and I Want to Be Jew for the second reason. And to Christopher L., this will be a question on the pagan influences of Christianity, and to I Want to Be Jew, it will concern the book Caesar's Messiah, the Romans' conspiracy to invent Jesus. And we're going to be talking about this in a new book that came out, John Dominic Crossan's God and Empire. It's probably been out for a while, but I just picked it up because it came out in paperback, and I'm starting to read it. And I don't really like John Dominic Crossan for some of his ideas, but this book, I'm starting to warm up to him. Maybe he's changed his mind about some things because he's been hanging out with Marcus Borg. But this book, God and Empire, on page 28, in the chapter Empire and the Barbarianism of Civilization, he's discussing the Roman Empire and its many ways of influencing the culture and how they assimilated people they conquered. And Crossan gets into how that applies today in America, and I love stuff like that. So here on page 28 in this book, he starts off, in conclusion, imagine this question. There was a human being in the first century who was called Divine, Son of God, God, and God of God, whose titles were Lord, Redeemer, Liberator, Savior of the world. Who was that person? Most people who know the Western tradition would probably answer, unless alerted by the questions too obvious, Jesus of Nazareth. But most Christians probably think that those titles were originally created and uniquely applied to Christ. But before Jesus ever existed, all those terms belonged to Caesar Augustus. To proclaim them of Jesus Christ was thereby to deny them of Caesar Augustus. Christians were not simply using ordinary titles applied to all sorts of people at that time, or even extraordinary titles applied to special people in the East. They were taking the identity of the Roman Empire and giving it to a Jewish peasant. Now, what he says next should make I Want to Be Jew really happy. Either this was a particular joke and a very low lampoon, which Caesar's Messiah believes, and he goes through that methodically, comparing and using the texts of Josephus' Wars of the Jews and Antiquities compared to New Testament writings, and how that applies in that time period, which makes me like this Caesar's Messiah book a little bit more, because now some more modern scholars are coming out and they have the same ideas about it. So if you see it as a particular joke and a very low lampoon, or was it the Romans called majestas and we call high treason? So either it was high treason to label Jesus that name, or it was a joke. I just thought it was pretty interesting. This book has been good so far. I blew through the prologue, and now I'm getting into some of the chapters. Hopefully I can get it done. But just wanted to throw that out there. So, Christopher O., what do we think about it? And as far as the Roman influence in Christianity, as far as titles, and what about it? What about its construction? And can we use it? Can we use it? Alright, friends, take care. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.